Welcome back to Baggies Out. We're here with Flight 3 of the U.S. Nationals for 2024 in Longview, Texas. First up, here's our overalls. We have Nick Donner in first, Joe Zavada in second, Corey Bloom in third, Johnny Petrin in fourth, and Brandon Bloom in fifth. The tasks for this morning were Hez Waltz to start things off with, judge declared goal, a fly on, and then an elbow. So Patrick, take us off into the hesitation waltz.
Yeah, so this morning we had three different targets that we choose from for the hesitation waltz. The hesitation waltz was actually the beginning portion of A on the elbow, so it kind of impacted how well you did on the elbow later in the flight. So a little bit more risk got you some more points, on the elbow, but if you weren't able to achieve that first hesitation waltz, then it kind of all was for nothing. So you got Joe Zavada there coming in.
Strong start.
Yeah. Got Ben Miller right behind him with Sean Rea above him. Definitely a packed target this morning.
Yeah, I remember watching this one, and it was pretty intense to watch, just from the ground, because it was just so crowded. It felt like coming into there, and you had a lot of different approaches. So you had a bunch of people doing kind of like what Ben just did and what Ken's doing right there, where they kind of just gradually come in. You had people that came in on the side and hooked in. You had a number of people that sort of dropped in from a little bit higher. Like this one really seemed to allow people to do a variety of different approaches.
Yeah. And depending on when you came in, I mean, if you're high and there was balloons below you in a group, I mean, you were just kind of hung out. There's not a lot you can do.
Dang. Ken Drawn with 0.17.
Yeah, it's a perfect drop, but nothing better you can ask for there. You can see there's not a lot of speed this morning either. Yeah, Mark Sullivan up top.
Yep. Well, then you have Nick right there, who kind of those three balloons, Chase, Ryan, and Ben were all ahead of him. And then he came in, kind of dropped in over them.
Yeah.
And they're still kind of just
and Nick has
slowly coming through.
Yeah, and Nick has that comfort level of, he knows that he can jump over balloons like that, and oftentimes he'll even drop down to the surface once he gets over or past them. But in that case, he couldn't go quite as low as he likes to. But
yeah,
still a good throw either way. You got Ben and Ryan here. Looks like they're gonna have both really good throws.
It's very it almost looked like Brandon's throw kind of bounced off of Ryan there. I'm not sure if that. Dang, Ryan with just people killing this target.
Yeah, this target was hammered. If you weren't inside the X, it wasn't that great of a score.
Basically on the patch, or doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Like that's a great throw, 5 meters. But whenever everyone's getting less than a meter, then it makes it tough.
Yeah.
I felt like that a number of times in Longview. I come back from a flight and I'm like, yeah, I did great. And then I go to look at the scores and it's just like, yeah, that throw of 5 meters was worth 30th place.
Yeah. Yeah. You're like, that's less than 500 points.
Yeah.
It's not going to cut it. Yeah. Kelly Hilworth in the back there in the round balloon.
Two rounds coming out right now. You got Phil Klinger up close, and then Kelly just threw back there.
Yeah, and these guys really have it dialed in. I mean, they're coming in kind of around the home plate area, almost just dropping to the surface, and just it's taking them right to it.
Yeah. So, like in that spot right there, right where you're cruising right in. So, like what Phil just did, I think that's right there. So, how are you feeling when you're like 5-10 feet off the ground like that, and you're just slowly approaching the X? Like, what's going through your head?
Basically, just don't screw it up. Just really just doing my best to, watch if I'm going left or right of the target. Um, trying to hold my altitude as best I can, and just put small amounts of heat into it, and really just trying to actually uh, kind of like keep the nerves down a little bit, because I feel like if I'm cruising, into a target pretty fast, like there's not a whole lot of time to like think about things.
Right, you're just kind of you come in, you grab a bag, you throw it, and it's like it is what it is.
Yeah, but when you have like a few minutes to like think about what's happening, and I'm like, don't overthrow, don't underthrow,
Yep.
you know.
Don't,
Um,
don't try to be a hero with it.
yeah, like your heart's pounding a little bit, and just trying to
Johnny
manage
just
all that.
whipping it from up there.
Yeah, and look at that, just inside the legs. And we got Corey Bloom again.
Dang.
Just right on the center of the X there. Looks like he's talking to his teammate behind him.
Yep. Little wind up there. Dang. Here comes Blake. So this shot right here was probably, I feel like probably one of the best shots that we got from the whole competition. It was just a great shot of good throw from Blake, and then his excitement, and it's just a really good scene all around.
Yeah.
Yeah, just that cheer that echoed through the whole place.
Yeah, it was a lot louder when you're standing over there on the street.
And then Blake cheering on his teammate Allen right there with another great throw, 1.5.
Yeah, definitely an excited bunch right there.
Yeah. This is a nice little target too, with the being at like the edge of the outfield at the baseball diamond. Lots of good area to come in and approach the target.
Yeah, and it was tough to see because you have the tall tree line in front of the X, or basically in front of the field, so you couldn't really see where this target was actually at until you're right on it.
Yeah.
And at that point you're just hoping it is where it's supposed to be, and you're going towards it.
Good throw from Joe up there. Nice. Lucas just
Crawling.
cruising around the deck.
Yeah. Got Amanda to his left coming in. And I assume she doesn't want to get too low to the surface because it might push her, start pushing her away from the target a little bit. So she's probably going to hold tight there and make her throw from a little higher.
It seemed like there was a little bit of a left for, like, if you were on the deck there.
Yeah.
Most people were getting kind of nudged over.
Yeah. And there's her throw. Nice throw, 4.5 meters.
Yeah. Aaron and Cameron coming in.
Yep, they're both looking good. And you can see the balloons touching. It's totally normal and expected in ballooning competitions.
Yep. The common phrase of if you're not rubbing, it's not racing.
Yeah. And Cameron's perfect, man. He's gonna level out right on top of the X, throw it right down.
Dang. 0.19.
Yeah. Jeremy Rubin behind him. A little bit of a steeper approach.
I was gonna say it looks like he's coming in with a little bit more speed than most everyone else.
Yeah. Still looking good. Letting some more heat out. You can see the sides kind of pulling in there. And that should level him out, which it did.
Jeez.
Yeah, that's a tough target right there. And of course we got Brad Craig coming in.
Like you said on one of the previous days, it seems like he prefers to kind of come in back of the pack and clean up.
Yeah, he does. With a 3.6 meter drop. So it looks like we have Blake Aldridge in first, Jeremy Rubin second, and Ken Drawn third on task 11 for the hesitation waltz.
Not a bad showing. A lot of work for the scoring team on that one. You can see him kind of sifting through all the bags, trying to sort them out so that they can get to the actual baggy portion and get them measured. Next up, we have the judge declared goal. So this one was actually this task was interesting because a lot of people ended up kind of getting hung out on this one, and not too many people managed to get over to get onto that road.
Yeah, I think the early guys were able to get to this target fairly easy, but somewhere about middle of the flight, the winds shifted pretty hard to the right, where it was really not possible to get to this target anymore unless you climbed to about 5,000 feet or so. And at that point, you could get over there, but you had to get up there quick and early to have the best chance. So
you see Chase holding his bag out like that. So this target was a gravity drop, which means that the pilots can't throw the bag. They have to hold it with their hand inside the basket still, with the by the tail, and then they can release it. And Chase just killing it with a gravity drop of 0.26, which is crazy good score for a gravity drop.
Yeah, at that point, it's all just testing the pilot skills, right? It's taking the arm out of it and how good you can throw it versus somebody else, and just going to pure flying and that skill. So,
right, it's at that point it's literally where did you take the balloon to, not where did you take the balloon to, and then throw a bag really far.
Yeah, and you can see Nick Donner, my brother Chase, he's got a good drop there.
Mark Sullivan looks like he's on the edge of the scoring area. He make it in. Ooh, looks like he just made it in.
Yep, he did.
Ben Leatherman.
Paul Petrin is way back there in the background, up high, and he's doing what I was talking about earlier, where he jumped up to that 5,000 foot range to get the most left turn to get to this target.
Yep. Actually, that was wrong Ben. That was Ben Miller.
Ryan Duff and Sean Rea coming in at the same time. You can see they're doing a pretty good job of staying together, keeping the fabric to fabric contact going.
Good job.
Good throws there.
A nice shot of Phil.
Oh, wow. Yeah. He's coming down.
Those bio balloons even enhance it more.
Yeah, but he's coming down.
Yeah. Oh yeah, no doubt. They're gonna do all right there.
Bill with a 4-meter drop and a round balloon. Yeah, so this is all those balloons getting hung out on the right side of the target that everyone is really fighting to get left. So at that point, they're just all kind of fighting to get over and get the best electronic score that they can.
It's interesting to me how so many people.
Yeah, you can see a lot of bumping and fighting going on.
I know.
It's kind of best to just hold your altitude with the guy around you and take the bumps.
Joe Zavada planning to drop from a little up higher.
Nice job, Joe.
Boom. Right there.
There you go. He's flying pretty good this week, so
Yeah, he doing what he needed to do for sure.
Ready to grab that camera.
And this target's almost sort of the opposite of the last one, where now just a baggie in the scoring area is going to do you really well, as opposed to the other one where it was like, if you were on the patch, then you're outside of the scores.
yeah, yep. I think Alan Els was one of the few guys that jumped up high to get that hard left turn to get here. So he did a pretty good job of getting to this target.
So you mentioned before that the Hez Waltz sort of started the elbow, and then folks would have to go on to complete the elbow, and then the fly on and the elbow. And so the fly on would be, everything would kind of be based off of your Hez Waltz with the angle.
Yep. The Hez Waltz kind of sets the angle, and then your fly on is your midpoint. And then after that, you're going to complete your angle. So you're trying to fly backwards across that line as best you can.
Create the best opposite direction of travel that you can.
Yep. Exactly.
Well, that's all we got for Flight 3. Great scores from everyone, and good flying. Thank you to all again, and to all of our patrons. We appreciate your support for our coverage. If you'd like to help out, support Baggies Out, you can go over to baggiesOut.com/Patreon. And we'll see you on the next one.